56 new tables, 112 tables receiving new fields, and one breaking change that you need to know about before April. Here at AX Improve, we upgraded the standard Contoso database from 10.46 to 10.47 using ConfigCompare to analyze the before and after state of the database. Microsoft's release notes tell you about new and deprecated features, and as documentation, it's pretty good. However, what it doesn't tell you is what's happening at the database level. The new fields, new tables, modified structures, and removals. That's the layer that matters when you're planning an upgrade, especially regression testing. Version 10.0.47 is scheduled for self-update in March 2026, with auto-update following in April. So let's walk through the structural changes you need to assess before that happens. Let's start off with a significant and breaking change. The field warehouse group all has been removed from WHS item storage policy. Any code, data entity, or integrations referencing this field will fail post-upgrade. Now here's something bigger picture. Copilot agents can now write to your D365 ERP. In 10.0.47, Microsoft's ERP MCP server reaches general availability, including tools that support full CRUD actions against data entities, with Microsoft's own number being 650,000 operations exposed. The D365 security model was designed for humans. An agent operating under standard user role has wide write access with no constraints at table level. So the governance question isn't whether to allow AI agents, it's whether you can see what they're doing when you do. Moving on to warehouse management, there's a noticeable pattern across 7 warehouse tables. They're all getting the sys data state code field. This is the same state machine archiving pattern that we first saw in custom invoices back in 10.0.42. Microsoft's extending archiving infrastructure into warehouse management. So if you have custom logic that queries these tables directly, verify that it still works. Here's a default behavior change to watch for. Generic-based currency pricing is now enabled by default. You'll see include generic currency fields across all major discount type tables. If you use base currency pricing, then this is a big deal for you. You'll need to test all integrations and business processes, hitting multi-currency sales orders, promotions, rebates, and discounts, just to name a few. Make sure that you're solid post-upgrade if you allow live transactions. This one's a data risk. 5 attribute value fields on GUP pricing rule condition lookup have been reduced from 1,000 to 200 characters. If any of your existing values exceed 200 characters, you've got data truncation to deal with. Run a pre-upgrade query to check. Here's one ConfigCompare caught in the field definitions. Microsoft just deprecated your WMS app theme settings with a label change. The display color theme field has been relabeled, and 2 new fields have appeared, theme and theme mode, both labeled as WMA v4 and above. So if you're deploying WMS mobile app, the field your users are configured on now depends on which app version your devices are running. Another change worth flagging. Billing method is now accounting method in D365 project profiles. On proj revenue profile and proj revenue profile rule, the billing method field has been relabeled as accounting method. Now, these aren't the same concept. Billing method is how a customer is invoiced, and accounting method is how revenue is recognized. If you have accountants who reference this label in procedures, audit documentation, or training materials, have that conversation before 10.0.47 lands. Stepping back, this release represents significant investment in AI agent infrastructure, unified pricing, warehouse archiving, period close enhancements, and retail commerce. It's one of the larger structural changes that we've seen. We have a full report that covers 23 modified field definitions, as well as ConfigCompare specific findings that won't appear in Microsoft's release notes. This video is just a fraction of what we found. The full report maps every change to its precise database footprint, every new field, every new table, and every structural change. So if you want the full 10.0.47 analysis, reach out to us in the comments or via direct message. Better yet, run ConfigCompare in your own environment and see exactly what's changed.